let me walk you through our retail data analyst agent solution. As with any corporate level solution, you first have to select what kind of data accesses our agent can have. Because our solution is able to crunch both tabular data and unstructured data, we have to select those in the data config pane. So we start with our database of choice. In our example, we are using BigQuery as our backend, but we can think about any relational database that might exist in your infrastructure. So in this pane, we select which tables the data analyst can see and can query. So once we select a table here below, we can see that each table is being profiled on the fly. So the agent is building intuition what kind of fields it can query, what the data sample looks like, what are the top values. This is especially crucial for the usability of solution, because imagine if a user is asking for Coke, then the agent must understand that the intent and translate the intent of the user to the actual data values it expects to find in the table. So when we select a new table, we can see instantly that the new profiling information comes up here. So we can see that, for example, the snack product catalog is in fact focusing on the snacks and not on beverages, and that's what we expect. So let me just remove it from the scope for now. What's also interesting, for each table we give possibility to the user to configure how the data should be understood and how to crunch it. So kind of also the preferences of the user. So here, for example, if the user is not explicitly asking for a data granularity, we always want to aggregate the data on weekly level, right? We also can put here some business best practices and guidelines that are aligned with your organization. For storage accesses, we are exposing our files in the cloud storage in the GCP, and we have divided the data in some special buckets like contracts, logistics, legal, marketing. So this agent, this example, I'm just interested in the data inside the contracts. So what we put there is a list of different PDF files that are indexed, right? And we can ask the agent to summarize, to find some snippets, right, and to respond to any questions relating those documents. And last but not least, we also equipped our solution with some image understanding, especially around the planogram validation. So once we select the data accesses for our agent, we can just hit Save Configuration, and this is instantly being saved to the knowledge base of our agent. And with that, we can query away and go to the chat interface to start data analysis. In the chat pane of our solution, we can fire away and ask questions about our data. We can toggle the automatic visualizations for our data and enable the multi-agent mode if needed. Let's start with something simple to get the high-level intuition about our business. Show summary of sales by category. So the agent needs to understand my intent, find the proper data table, generate a query, run it against the database, and come up with the results. So we see that the cola is the best performing category and energy is the worst performing category. We also have some hints, key insights, and follow-up questions that the agents suggest to our users. We can also inspect the SQL that was generated. So let's focus on our underperforming category of energy. So I am planning a new promo for energy drinks. Recommend best promo type for small towns and city center shops. And I expect the agent to make sense of my intent, find the proper historical table with promotion efficiency, focus just on our energy drink category and the desired shop types. So let's do a quick inspection. Okay, category matches our energy and exactly filtering to the shops that I wanted. And basing on this data, if you were to choose a new promotion offer for energy drinks in these store categories, the best promo mechanism is the free offer. Now let's see the top 5 SKU by sales in energy. I also find some SKU IDs, so I can show you that the agent also can do analysis about price changes and demand changes for a given SKUs. So let's say I want to do some price elasticity analytics. So can you estimate the change of demand if I increase the price of, and let's select one of those from our table, top performer here, by 3%. So it needs to go to the pre-calculated table with price elasticities. Okay, I see there is some caching issue. Let me just retry it. So it needs to find the proper price elasticity for this SKU, get it back, and calculate the change of demand given the built-in math formulas. Okay, so if we increase the price by 3%, the decrease of demand is estimated to be 4.4%. You can see that is okay. So this is calculating it inside the database, retrieving it, and then our LLM is summarizing the results here. So we can do also some price analytics in this solution. So I think it's demonstrated that we can do some insight generation from tabular data, but I also mentioned that we can crunch the multi-structure, the documents that we have in our company. So let's say you want to retrieve some information from the top of your head that you don't remember about contracts or legal or marketing strategy, right? So let's see, I want to analyze contracts. That helps our agent to understand which kind of data it needs to go through. Analyze contracts. What is the bonus structure with our Tiger retailer? So the agent needs to understand, I'm looking for contract documents. Look for all the indexed documents, find the proper snippet in the document, and retrieve it and summarize it. So we can see that the answer was grounded. It was by the document in contracts, retailer contract.pdf, when it found the proper page and the snippet pertaining just to Tiger retailer group. And this is the bonus structure for our retailer. You can see also here that in certain cases there are suggested follow-up questions that our agent prepares to guide the users and navigate the flow of analytics. So we've covered tabular data, we've covered the PDFs, so unstructured data, the documents in your organization. But last but not least, we are also equipped our tool with ability to crunch image data. In our solution, it's planogram and shelf images. So we can also show you a quick glimpse how it works. So I want to do planogram validations. Show best beverage aisles in the last 20 days by concordance. Of course, I mean planogram concordance. So we've created some desired planogram. We have some data from the store visits, and we're ranking each of the image by our desired planogram for beverage aisle. So here you see the ideal planogram versions. There is a cola leading the aisle from the top. There are juices, then water, and then energy drinks and other beverages on the very bottom. It's exactly some summarization of why the concordance is so high. It's like 100% match. We can also take a look at the other end of the spectrum. So let's just copy our query, and we can see the worst, right, visits, so the shops that have the lowest concordance versus our ideal planogram. So here, for example, we can see that those shelves has only 20% concordance. There is a what on the top. Color is not leading from the top. So there are certain problems with these shelves that needs to be addressed. There's also in the bottom you can also have some follow-up questions that you can follow. Just ask the agent to generate the queries and insight based on this hints. So I hope we've demonstrated that this tool can be relevant to your business and can automate a lot of the decisioning that are currently made by category managers or salespeople, and can speed up the decision process regarding assortment planning and shop decisioning.